Hi, friends. Welcome to Busy Moms Yoga. I'm Megan. You are here for a little bit of a more intense yoga practice today. We're going to call this one kind of a sculpt flow. We're going to be on our mats the whole time, either sitting, tabletop position, or lying down on our backs. So make sure you get comfortable. If you'd like us to have a blanket underneath your knees, just for a little added cushion, a little support. I would strongly encourage that today because we will be on our knees on one knee at a time during parts of the practice today. And you want to just make sure that you're comfortable for the whole time. So get comfortable. Hopefully we'll work up a little sweat today. Really working to engage our deep core muscles, our glute muscles, our hamstrings, and just get a good little sweat on while we practice. So when you're ready, maybe put some music on in the background. If you want a little more upbeat music for today, that's totally fine. But when you're ready, let's get started in a seated posture. Taking a moment just to come to our breath, dropping the shoulders away from the ears, and taking a few cleansing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Maybe setting an intention for our practice today. If nothing else, just, being grateful for ourselves for finding this time. And maybe you took a little warm-up class prior to this. Maybe you got a little stretch on. Either way, we'll still warm up a bit before we get into it. So when you're ready, drop your chin down to your chest. We'll take it to some neck rolls, big circles with the head, nice and slow. Just bringing some movement to the neck, to the shoulders. Still staying connected to that breath, sitting up tall. And reverse it, other direction. And find stillness with your head. Start to bring the shoulders up and back. Going to do some work on our back a little bit today. So we want to really loosen up those muscles and make sure that we're ready. Really benefit from our practice. Come forward with the shoulders. And then finally some body rolls. Coming forward, opening up the chest, and then rounding the spine back. Maybe work your breath into it, inhaling as you come forward and exhaling as you round back. No rush here, just wakening everything up. And reverse, other direction. All right, one more big inhale through the nose. And exhale, let it go. All right, join me in a tabletop. We're going to be here for a while. So if you wanted to prop the blanket underneath your knees, just right across the middle of your mat, totally fine, totally optional. Maybe just have it handy just in case the knees get a little fatigued. But we're going to start in a regular tabletop, shoulders stacked over the wrists, hips over the knees, and we'll take it to some cat-cows. Spread your fingertips out nice and wide on your mat, engage the core. And when you're ready, inhale, drop the belly, lift your gaze, lift your tail. Exhale, round the spine, pushing away with your hands. Inhale, drop the belly, lift. And exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. A couple more times, your pace with your breath. Maybe one more round. And then meet me back in that neutral spine tabletop. And from here, we're going to take it to we're going to introduce a few bird dogs. We will be doing some more of these later on, but this way here, we can just start to activate the core a little bit. So when you're ready, send your right foot back, left arm comes up. And if this is enough, holding it right here, totally fine. Or maybe elevate that back foot just a bit. Hold it here for a breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, nice and slow, controlled squeeze elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squeeze. Bring your left hand back down to meet your right. Bring the right knee down as well, but start to dial that right leg out to the side. Left toes come towards the back of the mat, opening up to a modified side plank. I'm feeling a nice good side body stretch here to start. And just as we did 3 elbow to knees in our tabletop position, start to lift that back foot up just a bit. Big inhale here, stretch for the front and the back of the room. Exhale, side body crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Inhale, extend. And squeeze. Beautiful. Come back to the tabletop. We're going to take it to the other side. I'm just going to turn around just so you can see me better. All right, this time left toes come back, right arm extends forward. Again, option to just hold it here, feel that core turn on, or lift up the toes. Big inhale here as you reach for the front of the room and the back. Exhale, squeeze elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squeeze. Extend and squeeze. Now, one more time. Drop the hands down. Left knee dials out to the side. Right toes back at the mat. Right arm extends overhead. And again, engaging that core. Maybe lift the back toes up. Reaching for the front of the room with your, I'm backwards now, but reaching for the front of the room with your hands, back of the room with your toes. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze elbow to knee. Exhale, squeeze. One more time, inhale. Exhale, squeeze. And extend forward. Drop the hand back down. Bring your knees to the outer edges of the mat. Big toes to touch. Send the hips back, child's pose. And just stay here for a moment. Hopefully you felt the core turn on a little bit. And when you're ready, come back up to that tabletop position. We're going to be here for a few moments. So like I said, if at any point you need to prop that towel underneath, go for it. Okay. This time starting with the right leg, keeping both hands on your mat. Double check to make sure that your wrists are stacked underneath your shoulders, fingertips nice and wide on your mat. Start to kick that right leg back. Keep the knee bent. Keep the knee bent, toes pointing up towards the sky to start, and engage the tummy. Now from here, this time keeping both hands, we're going to work in sets of 10. So keeping both hands on the mat this time. Take an inhale with your leg extended. Exhale, round the spine, knee to nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squeeze. You get the idea. Your pace, working breath to movement here. On every squeeze, really engage that core, bringing your belly button to your spine. I lost track, but we're somewhere around 10. Put the knee down just for a second. Catch your breath. Take a breath here. And then send that right leg out nice and long this time. Keep the toes attached to the mat just to start. Inhale the leg up. Now, we're not trying to drive the leg up as high as we possibly can, keeping it parallel with the ground. Toes dialed down so that you're keeping your hips squared towards your mat, okay? And we're going to take it to some taps, going from the right side to the left side. Engage the tummy. And try to focus on your breath, keeping your breathing nice and steady. Once again, I lost count. So we're going to call it right around there. Bring the right knee back just for a second. Give your wrists a little stretch here for a moment. Maybe flip one palm up towards the ceiling and then flip the other. Dialing that right knee out to the side. Come back to that modified plank for just a moment here. Reaching with your left hand towards the front of the room, toes towards the back. Let's take that back foot up. And let's take it to those side crunches again. Exhaling on the squeeze. Try to keep the hips lifted up off the mat. They have a tendency to want to sink down. And I think I actually got to 10 this time. Extending forward. Keep your foot up off the mat. Keep your hand up off the mat. Start to bend that foot back. Use your arm, kind of creating like a half bow pose here into a quad stretch. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Keep the tummy engaged. And breathe. Now, without slingshotting your foot forward, nice and controlled, we release. Hands come down to the mat, knees to the outer edges, big toes to touch, and send the hips back, child's pose. And stay here for a breath. Catch your breath. Let your breathing return to normal. Grab a sip of water if you'd like to. And when you're ready, rejoin me back in that tabletop. This time we're going to work the opposite leg. So sending the right leg back this time. And we'll start, or sorry, don't send it back yet. We'll start with the bend, with the kicking up towards the ceiling first. So just check your alignment. Make sure your shoulders are still over the wrists, okay? Start to kick that foot back up towards the ceiling to start. Engage the core. Inhale here, and on the exhale, knee to nose. Really push down into the mat on your inhale. You'll feel your core turn on just a bit more as you drive your belly button up towards your spine and your knee to your nose. And that's got to be somewhere around 10. Taking that same foot back. This time we're taking it to the toe taps. Left to right side. Again, keep the core engaged. Coming back to center for just a moment. So dial the left knee out to the side, right arm extends overhead, right toes back, and we'll take it to those side crunches. Make sure that you keep that left shoulder above your left wrist. Sometimes we have a tendency to start reaching towards the back or the top of our mat. That puts a little extra pressure on the wrists. And working the obliques and the core as you kick your foot back. And somewhere around 10, we pause, start to bend that knee. Arm reaches back behind, grab the top of your foot, and we take it to that half bow quad stretch combo. Should make you feel strong and also test your balance. Pretty decent quad stretch too. And again, without slingshotting, we nice and gently release the foot back down. Hands come down, knees to the outer edges, child's pose. All right, we're going to come onto our backs for bridge pose. The good news is we're halfway done. The not so good news is we have another block of work. Or maybe that's good news too. I'm not so sure. Depends, I guess, on your perspective. So we're going to take it down to a bridge pose. So coming down, maybe let's start, just bring your feet to the outer edges, let your knees knock together, one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, take a breath. Start to walk your feet back towards the center, knees come up straight, and your hands down to your sides. On your inhale, tilt your pelvis forward as you roll your spine one vertebrae at a time up, lifting the hips up off the mat. Now, we're going to take it to some single leg bridge exercises. If it gets to be a little too intense, always an option to prop a block under your low spine. You can try it both ways. So once You have your hips up and extended. Take your block at any height that feels comfortable for you and just rest it set it so that your lower back is kind of just resting on that block. Totally optional, totally up to you. We're going to start by lifting the right foot up off the mat. Keep a nice bend in that knee. And we're going to start with kick. So kicking the foot straight, coming back to that bent position. And totally optional if you want to keep the block there or not. Obviously, if you remove the block, you're going to feel a little bit more work. Maybe work on the exhale as you kick. Let the hips come down just for a moment. On the next inhale, we rise back up. Extend that right leg out again. And this time we're just going to take it to some lowers. So lift and lower. Pushing down into the mat with your left heel, keeping those hips elevated. You feel the glutes turn on here for sure. And when you hit 10, drop that foot back down. Let the heels relax for a minute. Let the hips come down. Cross the right leg over the left for figure four. Option to stay right here. Maybe lift the left foot up as well. Interlace your fingers behind your hamstrings or across your shins. Flex the feet. Keep your whole spine down on the mat. And nice and slowly lower the left foot back down. Right foot comes down as well. Bring the feet to the outer edges. Let the knees knock together. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. If you can remember which one it was, try to make it the opposite. Probably the one that feels less natural to you. And take a moment to come back to the breath. And bring your hands back down to your sides. Bring your feet to the center. We'll take it to the other side. Again, always an option to prop the block underneath. When you're ready, tilt the pelvis forward. Inhale and lift. Maybe walk your feet back just a little bit. I felt like my feet were a little too far back on that last set. When you're ready, bend the left knee, lift that left foot up off the mat, and we start with some kicks, kicking forward. Engage that core, driving the right heel down to the mat to help push the hips up forward. For 3, 2, and 1. Let the hips come down just for a moment. Rest that foot back down. 1 breath here, and then inhale, lift again. This time extending the leg out nice and long, we lift and lower. Really squeezing that tummy. Feel those deep core muscles turn on. And return your left foot next to the right. Slowly lower the hips down. Left foot crosses over the right for the figure 4 stretch on the left side. Again, same options here. Stay here with your right foot on the floor, or maybe lift the right foot up, interlace hands behind the hamstrings or across the shins, flex the feet, and feel that good hip stretch. Drop the right foot back down, left foot comes back down. Bring your right knee into your chest. We'll take it to some single leg stretches here. So we're going to swap our legs. When you have your right knee into your chest, your left hand is on your knee, right hand to your ankle. So the opposite hand is always on the knee. When you switch, right hand comes to left knee as your right leg extends. Okay, so just kind of try it slowly to start. And then as you get the hang of it, you can pick up the pace a little bit. Feel that core turn on. A little bit of a Pilates move here. And if you want to deepen it a little, lift your head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat as you switch your legs in and out. And don't forget to breathe. And get some blood flowing back in the legs as we work on the core for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Head, neck, and shoulders come back down. Let's take it to a reclined bound angle. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees splay open. And if that feels a little intense on the hips, you can always prop a block underneath the knees just for a little added support. Totally optional. This is one of my favorite postures. I can feel my hips opening and my knees sinking a little bit lower towards the ground with every breath. And just sort of let it happen. Let the rest of your body melt. And enjoy the benefits of that little mini sculpt class. And hopefully you felt your core turn on. You can check out some of my other core videos if you want to add a little extra something to that. Bring the knees back together. Bring your right knee into your chest and the left leg out long. Cross the right knee over to the left side for a spinal twist. Should feel good after the leg lifts and the bridge poses. Bring the knees into your chest, back in center. Again, a little roll out of the spine. And extend the right leg out nice and long. This time the left knee crosses over. Move my block out of the way. And just enjoy a little spinal twist here. Should feel good. And rolling back onto your back, give yourself one final little sway side to side. If there's any other postures that you want to take before we close out, maybe happy baby, maybe shifting towards the corner of your room and send your legs up the wall. Whatever feels good, whatever your body needs, listen, look within, and let go. One more big hug, squeeze the knees into your chest, lift your head and neck up off the mat. Exhale, let it go. Let your arms and legs come down onto your mat and just sort of rest, palms facing up towards the ceiling. And just let yourself relax here for a moment. You gave yourself all this time. What's a few more seconds? And if you have a few more minutes to stay in Shavasana, please do so, no rush. If you're coming out of it with me, find your way back up to a comfortable, easy seat. We'll close out our practice today with 3 collective breaths. And once you're seated, lengthen the spine, drop the shoulders away from the ears. Close your eyes or find a gentle gaze. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale. One more time, biggest breath of the day. And let it go. Thank you so much for joining me today for my first sculpt class that I've posted. Hopefully more to come. Drop me a comment if you liked it, or if you didn't like it, tell me what you didn't like about it. See if I can change it up for you. Follow me on Instagram at Busy Moms Yoga. I'll let you know when I'm posting new videos. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already do so. I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for coming by. See ya.